2010, my wife and I retired here, and of course over the course of fall and winter we were running the heat a lot, and it was very, very, very expensive and not all that efficient, and it didn't heat all that well. We found ourselves being fairly chilly in the house a lot, and also with very high energy bills. So we found Stan at Costco, and he basically educated us on what was available now, and we liked what we heard, and so we made the purchase, and came out a couple weeks later and did the install. And so this last winter was our first full year with this new system, and it heats the house remarkably, and it cools as well. There's also an air conditioning component. We only run that a couple times a year, but the heat was great. We programmed it to the temperature that we wanted, just left it on, never touched it again over the course of the winter, and the house was very comfortable and nice and warm, and the electric bills dropped by about 2/3. And the service and installation was wonderful, and the unit itself provided wonderful heating and cooling for us, and we couldn't be happier with the product and with the service. And there were energy rebates that we got, and we got a $1,000 rebate from Costco, along with the energy rebate. I think it was about $700. So it's been a wonderful enhancement to our home, and it's just something we don't even think about it anymore. We were buying a heating unit. We didn't even realize it had a cooling component until after it was installed, and about 2 days after it was installed, we had out-of-town company visiting, and if you remember a year ago, August, we had a really strong heat spell, and where it was over 100, and the house just a lot of windows upstairs, if you noticed, and it gets like a greenhouse in there. We were baking in there, and so my wife said, well, does it have a fan or anything you can do to get some air circulating? So I went over and looking at the thermostat and saw that it said that it had a cooling component, and turned it on, and in minutes, it was very comfortable, and we didn't even realize that it came with that, because we bought a heating unit, and we didn't really read the manual that much, and
That's great, because you really don't need it very
No,
much.
I think we ran it for 2 or 3 days, and it hasn't been on since. But it's there if we need it. With the previous heating unit, that was the original one that came with the house, built in 1979, it was very, very slow to heat. Once it reached the temperature that you wanted, it could keep it there, albeit at a very, very expensive hourly rate to run it. But if we left, and we were gone in the winter, especially for a few days or a week, we'd come home and the house would be in the 40s or low 50s, and we would turn the heat on. It would take 8 to 9 hours to get from 48 back up to 68 or 70. In fact, there were times when it was so cold that we'd come home and turn the heater on and we would leave. We'd go shopping or go to the movies or something, so that we wouldn't be in the house and be shivering in there. And even then, we'd come home hours later and it still wouldn't be warm. Now, with this unit, first of all, it never gets that cold. But should it takes, if the house is cold, it takes about 10 minutes to heat the entire house up to the temperature that you want it, no matter how cold it is.
Precision Heating, we're always there for you.